All right.
We
There was a
live?
little there was a little delay in the intro. There was a little delay in the
Yeah, what
intro,
up?
but I was like, "What's going on here?" But we are live, Athletes Forum Podcast, College Sports Crew. This is reacting to the draft. It's been an eventful night here. Got my guy Snacks
Fast.
in the building. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, man? I'm doing great. How about yourself, man?
Good, good, man. Hey, if you are if you're a psycho, a weirdo, or someone who just purely loves the draft, this is like Christmas in the spring.
Took
This
my
is
words
like
out of, took
Christmas
the
in
words
the
out of my mouth, man. I've been,
spring.
looking at all the presents at the store, shopping, seeing what I wanted all season. Now it's finally here, man. It's the greatest night. It's the night of hope for
Absolutely.
31 teams.
I think
man.
we're in a group chat with the college sports crew team, and I believe Adam said this is like National Signing Day for the NFL, the NFL version of it.
Yeah, it really is. Except these guys are not going to transfer for at least 5 years.
No, absolutely. Hey man, it's been a busy night. It's been an eventful night. We're still going on, right? We're at pick 25 right now. The Bears are on the clock. We got a lot of people in the chat, so drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. We're gonna dive right into it, right? Let's get right to really what was kind of the shocker, right? And I'm not doing this because it's my team, but Ty Simpson goes 13 to the Rams. Before I give my opinion on it, what was your thoughts? Was it the right move? Talk to me, boss man.
Okay, I'm not going to pretend like I follow the Rams here, but I know y'all had 2 first-round picks, correct? So
Correct.
the situation that you're in, you've got arguably the best quarterback coach there is with McVay. You've got Stafford on, he's on limited time. He's about maybe a year or 2 left. So if you have the faith in Ty Simpson, he's raw. He's shown a lot that he can be the guy. It's the perfect situation for him. That's I mean, you get a good year with a great quarterback, a great coach to learn and sit because he is raw. He hasn't played a lot of football, but I think it's a great pick for the future. And I mean, it's a luxury pick. Your team has to be built right to be able to make that pick when you're picking. Where they taking that? Where they take him at 13? Yes, I mean you're talking about a top 15 guy there, and there's still a lot of talent on the board. But this is a kind of an odd draft. Where in this situation in that part of the board, I love that pick because I'm out of first round grades right there. At 13, all my first rounders, I think Bain was still my only first rounder on the market. Yeah, Bain was the last first round grade that I had left. So you're taking the second round talent. Why not? Why not invest in your future? I love it.
Yeah, and I think they played this perfectly, and I'll tell you why. Because we traded that first round pick, our first round pick, to get cornerback from Kansas City. So everyone thought like the Rams are gonna do whatever we can to make sure we get that ring, or we do whatever we can to make sure we're winning now. We're a championship team now. They're even odds-on favorites to win the championship, right? Dylan Thieneman just got drafted by the Bears. Love that pick too. We'll dive into that too.
That's my pet cat right there. I loved it. I love Thiedemann.
Yeah, that was a good pick. I thought Minnesota would have got him. They went a different route, but I like that pick.
Every mock draft from all season that said Minnesota was taking him.
Absolutely. It was like the Ashton Genty with the Raiders situation last year with Dylan Thiedemann. I like that pick. He played. We'll dive into that in a second. Let me finish this Rams talk. So they played it right. We didn't have to move up. We just let the board fall. We just let the board fall to us, right? And I think the Cardinals really kind of gave away what they were kind of going to do, even if they were interested in Ty Simpson, by going Love first, because they don't have a quarterback, right? They're going to have to settle for maybe your guy at LSU, and I hate to say settle, but Gus Nussmeier, and potentially what that could look like. They're going to have to find a guy, or at least a placeholder until next year. That is currently the draft. So we get Ty. He's going to sit maybe for 2 years. This is going to clearly be the Mahomes situation with Alex Smith. And I like it. I like it because even if we're a good team, we're not going to be in a position to get one of the top guys next year anyway. So I like the pick for a number of reasons, man.
I love that pick for y'all, but I love your second pick even better. Hakeem Mesidor, pairing him with Jared Verse, that's a crime.
Well, no, Mesidor went to the Chargers.
The Rams got him. Oh, my bad. I got my LA teams confused.
Mesidor went to the Chargers, so he's gonna be replacing Bosa and paired up with Mac.
Okay, even better.
Even better.
Yeah, for them. All right, my bad. I don't know. I saw LA on the screen. And
we got our guy. How about them boys? And clearly he's talking about the star. Clearly he's talking. Hey, talk about your Cowboys real quick. Talk about the they had.
I was sitting on pins and needles through this whole draft because, like I said, I've got about 12 first-round grades. So I have everybody's calling them the Big Six defensive players that were in this draft. And, you start off, it's looking good. You got Mendoza. We knew Bailey was going to be gone. Love the guy. Cards do that. When the Cardinals did their thing, I'm like, here we go. Let's get some offense going. Yeah. Everything's good, looking good. Reese goes. Delane goes. Reese, I knew was going to be gone. Delane and Styles, I'm starting to get nervous now. But when I see that pick come in, for my number one player on the draft board, overall number one player to me, I had Caleb Downs number one, Jeremiah Love number two. I was a big Love fan. I had him as my Heisman candidate. I mean, he was my Heisman pick, but I think Downs just brings an element. He's your do everything guy, and we've seen so much football from this guy. From being starting as a true freshman for Nick Saban in Alabama, leading the Crimson Tide in tackles as a true freshman. What I loved about the guy was that he said he wanted to go to Alabama because he knew that Nick Saban coached defensive backs extremely hard, and he wanted to be the best ever to do it. So he goes there. When Saban leaves, he's done there. He wants to go for the next challenge, and he didn't miss a beat. He went to Ohio State, which you see what their defense had talent wise, and he's the best defensive player on that defense, in my opinion. And they're loaded with Styles, Reese. McDonald, their defensive tackle. They just loaded with talent. This guy's you can't watch tape on Arvell Reese or Sonny Styles without Caleb Downs jumping off the screen. And to get him at 11, man, the Dolphins had me scared from as soon as I saw it because I think they've got like 7 top 100 picks or some crazy number like that. So they're just in a total rebuild. I knew that pick was going to be sold. So when Dallas jumped up there, they gave up 2 5s for it. Perfect. Screwed in 5th round picks. Yeah, I mean. That's not a big deal. Dallas had a really solid draft, and then to get him and then to trade back 3 picks with in division Philly, they got a fair deal on that. They came out like 1.6% to the good if you look at the calculator on that trade. If you get 2 4s, they're low on picks. They don't have a 2nd round pick. They had to trade Osa Odigizua to get a 3rd. So they were they're shorthanded for picks from moving around to cover holes from last year. So to pick up 2 4s, and I love that range because now you're in business. There's a lot of 2nd round players I like, a lot of 3rds and 4ths in that range. There's a lot of good football players deep in this draft. So I love that to get 2 extra picks and get the guy. You saw it in the group chat. I'm a big Malachi Lawrence fan, man.
And we go right to the chat. They want to know. They want to know about this Malachi Lawrence. Talk to him.
Okay, Malachi Lawrence, extremely quick get off. He's fast off the ball, and if I'm going to say my comp, and I'm going to get slammed for this, but when I watched the guy the first time, the player that just came to my mind was Khalil Mack. He's a raw version. Right. He's fast off the ball. He's violent with his hands. He's got a high energy motor. I had a 2nd round grade on him, but when I say 2nd round grade, I had him at probably around the 27th best player in the draft. Sure. So I mean, they got him where I would want to get him. I wanted Dallas to trade back if they were going to take him. I was scared to death they were going to take Keldrick Falk. Nothing against Keldrick Falk. I think he's going to be a really good ball player. He's just not the type of – they've got too many of that guy. They needed a twitched-up edge rusher. You got him right here. He's going to be raw, but it's not like their last year's pick, Easy, Donovan Ozaraku. I love Easy coming out of Boston College. He's – a bigger guy. He's like, let me look at my notes. He's 6'4", 253, and he is coming off that edge. So you got a true outside 3-4 linebacker. He can play. He's probably going to be your Sam. So that's where I think. Anyway.
And I think with that front, you still got Kenny Clark. You still got
Quinnen Williams,
Rashawn Gary, right? And then the
other Quinnen Williams too.
Quinnen Williams. So he's gonna get a lot of 1-on-1s. Like he's not gonna command the attention. Right from the jump, and if anything, Clark and Williams are gonna, soak up all those double teams and we all thought they were going after Sonny, right? And maybe they just couldn't make the trade to get up that high, and it was crazy, where he fell to, because I think if you just said Sonny would have got the 6, you'd have called Cleveland and try to get that, but needless to say. That didn't happen. But Dallas, look at them, a good young core, right? Especially on the defensive side. So it's gonna be curious how this pans out. And especially in the NFC East, who I think have had a great night, right? I think I think the NFC East has had a great now. I think the Giants were gifted guys they weren't even expecting. Right?
They got Reese at 5, man.
Like 5, you get 3 defensive players all 3 defensive players from Ohio State available, and your favorite receiver available, right? And then at 10, still have a chance to get down. So clearly they wanted to shore up the offensive line, which is fine. I personally thought maybe they would go Vega Aoni from Penn State, someone more on the interior, and because you still got Illuminor and Andre Smith at the tackles, right? Yeah. But needless to say, they go Francis Mauigoa from Miami, still pretty solid. And then the Eagles, they trade up with your team. You know, we just talked about the Cowboys. They trade with your team, get Mekhi Lemon. I think he fits Philadelphia personality in general.
He's a dog. He's Steve Smith to me.
Yeah, he's Steve Smith, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's that type of guy.
I think he's a little bit more physical than Amon-Ra, but he can route you up like him, and he's got really strong hands. Yeah. He fights back to the ball. I love Lemon.
Which is even better. Better. And then literally the Commanders, Sonny just falls right in their lap. So with that being said, though, and we just talked about the NFC East having a day, at what point in the draft did everything change? At what point in the draft did everything start getting interesting?
For me, at pick 3, when the first offensive when the Cardinals went Love and then Tate, when you got those 2 offensive players go back to back, that automatically pushed down, you know, guys like Reese. Somebody else that changed it was Delane. I love Monsieur Delane, and I had him as a top. He's the number 1 corner. Yeah. He's definitely the only first-round corner in this draft with a first-round grade. And so, but I didn't see him going that high. I get it. I get why he would. But those right there kind of makes that. But I got one question for you.
Talk to me.
How mad is Joe Burrow right now?
Ooh, sick.
They trade away the 10th for a guy with half a sack. Look, I've watched Dexter Lawrence play. Nothing against the man. He is a beast in the middle, but he's a 0. He's a 1. You know, he's not. Yeah. If he gets a sack, it's an accident. And I know that he's good. He's really good against the run, but that's just not what he's doing. He's not a game changer. You don't give up the 10th pick when you can't protect your quarterback and you can't stop anybody. No, I mean they're basically the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC last year.
Basically, and hindsight's always 20/20, right? But you see the way the board is falling. You could
Dexter Lawrence is never a 10th round pick ever.
Yeah, TJ.
Because if you wanted to keep your pick, you could have took the kid out of Florida, Caleb Banks.
TJ Parker's still on the board.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't understand that at all.
Yeah, and like in a draft where the biggest thing everyone outside the defense, the biggest thing we always worry about when it comes to the Bengals is protecting Joe Burrow, right?
Yep, absolutely.
You would have all the linemen fell in your lap. You would have had every single old lineman except one that the Browns picked fell right into your lap.
Yeah,
to protect Burrow. And again, there's still some D tackles that are on the board that again maybe they didn't trust their evaluation. Right? Maybe that's what it was.
Well, it's not like they draft well anyway. Let's be honest. I mean, the Bengals are a bad run team. They really are. And I'm a Cowboys fan saying that. Let that sink in for a minute.
Absolutely. And we got a question in the chat. Chris, I would love to keep Pickens, probably unrealistic, but any chance we trade him to get back into the second round?
It wouldn't surprise me a bit. He signed his tender today. That's an odd timing for me. Jerry Jones, they don't force that or make that happen. They said that he had like a 5 or 10 minute meeting in the hallway with his agent just to tell him that we're not negotiating. This is it. So to me, if you're gonna do that, you've got to have an answer here because you are creating a hole then in your defense. I mean, in your offense, you've got Ryan Flournoy, good player. I like him as your 3. I don't like him as a 2 yet. He might progress in that. He's a big body X guy. Maybe they see him a lot more than I do. Maybe I loved him when they picked him. There's a fifth round pick out of Wake. No, where'd he go? Some small, Semu, Southeastern Missouri. So, I mean, he's a good player. I could see that maybe being a possibility. But if you see the Cowboys draft Chris Bell, that's when you know that George Pickens is gone. If they can figure out a way to get up there to get where he's going to go out of Louisville, that would be my expectation. But if you're going to trade him, you've got to take a wide receiver. And I think it's a good move because you can't pay 2 top 5 receivers like salary-wise in the NFL on the same team. It's just not – it's malpractice to do that.
Yeah.
And I love GP.
You're not distributing the funds correctly, right? Because then on the other hand of that, you're gonna have to acquire picks to live off rookie contracts.
Yep, and
or
not only that,
minimums.
I think the Cowboys had about the 44th rated defense in the NFL last year.
Yeah,
they were terrible. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure the high school teams could beat them, or at least score them. I mean, you would think about it. Russell Wilson threw for over 400. JJ McCarthy threw for over 400 on the Cowboys defense last year.
Yeah.
So to pay GP3 that kind of money and lock up those kind of resources for that amount of time, I just don't see how you can do it. You've got to move him. That or just let him play on the tag and see what happens. But
basically, yeah. we got another question in the chat. I'm a running back matters guy. Still think they're important. What is you guys' take on running backs going that early at 3? This is my take on it. If you need to have some sort of foundation, whether it's the quarterback, whether it's something of an offensive line, right? I don't even mind the running back being the main target, right? But if you don't have a quarterback and you don't have, anybody blocking for him, then there's really no use. I get the Cardinals. I get with wanting to just get as many good players as possible. I fully understand that. But at the same time, this is the Saquon Barkley, David Gettleman pick when he was drafted at 2, and literally they couldn't get any production or any return on the investment because he couldn't run anywhere. So
you look at running backs that are drafted high. You got the Saquon deal. You got Genty last year. Those are the last two that come to mind offhand. Both had very similar starts because their teams weren't ready for them. You go back a little further. There was a team that took a running back that early that was built right, and it worked out. But they were picking there because their quarterback got hurt, and that was my Dallas Cowboys with the Zeke pick. But there was a lot of talk that year about Jalen Ramsey, and the only reason they didn't take Ramsey was they weren't sure if he was a safety or not, and the position value of a safety versus the running back, it made it out. But Dallas had a top 5 offensive line. Yeah. Dallas had a top 5 offensive line at that time too, so the whole pick made sense for that. And I love first round running backs. I'm one of these people. If he makes your team better and you can afford the pick, use it, because the way I look at it, running back, the average running back in the NFL lasts 3 years. That's the average NFL running back's career span. So
it's basically a rookie contract too.
Get them and run them into the ground. Use them up, just like Dallas did with DeMarco Murray back in the day. Give him the ball every time, make him earn his money, and then when you're done, go get a new one. It's a terrible way, but that's the way the model's made. If you want to be successful, you have to capitalize on rookie contracts.
Absolutely. And I think the only way, at least in the first year, I think the way the Cardinals have to be successful, or any team has to be successful with taking a running back this early, is if you utilize him maybe just as much in the pass game versus the run game. Because if you're just going to try to run him to establish the run or so he gets touches.
He's not that guy.
Nah, he's not.
That guy.
He's not. So I would.
He needs to be a 12 to 16 touch a game guy for the first year. You're going to beat, because his thing is explode. His superpower is speed and explosiveness. Yeah. And when you take a running back, and you see NFL teams do this all the time, they'll have that change of pace guy, and they're like, oh, he's getting 4.8 yards a carry on 10 carries. Well, if we give him 20, it'll that's not how it works. These guys wear down. He doesn't have the body type to take that kind of pounding. He is an explosive athlete. Absolutely. Get him the ball in space. Let him work. But don't beat him down. You got to have somebody.
Yeah, don't let him just run behind, especially in the NFC West. Right? Especially in the NFC West. You got 3 teams you're going against that have been in the Super Bowl multiple times in the past decade. Right. So you're playing catch up. Don't kill your guy in the first year.
It's the Cardinals. They've been catching up since Kurt Warner left, bro.
Absolutely.
There's some man. Look, I'm a Cowboys fan. It's been 30 years since I had something to truly cheer for, but at least my team is competitive, and I feel bad for these fan bases love teams like that just don't care. Like it doesn't seem like the front office cares. What's that comment we got down there? Y'all's opinion. There it is.
Here we go. In y'all's opinion, which team is setting up for a heck of a draft, and which team is setting themselves up for a disaster of a draft? I'll let you go first. Give you 2 teams. What do you think?
Well, since the Cowboys landed literally on I tweeted the other day, or I messaged one of my group chats, like somebody asked, "What's your dream scenario?" And I named Downs and Lawrence. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go with them, especially with getting 2 extra mid-round picks. You got rid of 2 5s and flipped those into 2 4s plus these 2 players. I think that's a heck of a start. And the team that's setting it up for the heartache. Let's see. Panthers go Freeling.
Let me see who's my lowest rated player? Miami. I do not like that Caden Proctor pick at all. Not there.
Reach.
That's a huge reach right there. They've got a lot of picks though. Now, to me, I think he's a guard. I think they took a guard and not the best guard either.
And I think, you know how people criticize quarterbacks with them saying with the whole like snaps per snaps in college when it comes to experience. I think if you're ever talking about the offensive line and weight issues, it's never a good thing.
No,
it's never. It's never a good thing because you got to think these guys are training to be in the best shape possible for their interview. That's not their real weight.
There were reports of him being around 380 during the year.
Yeah, they say he dropped like 50 pounds.
That's insane.
That's
all.
We've
seen this throughout.
It's almost unhealthy.
Bro, 380 pounds. I don't know how he moves like that. I mean, good on him. He's strong. He's a people mover, but I worry about the big tackles that are that big because you'll see him lean because he doesn't trust his feet. He doesn't get a good base and he'll lean. And when you lean against an edge rusher in the NFL, he's going to snatch the life out of you and get right around you.
Absolutely.
That's what scares me with him is just I don't trust his feet. He is a powerful player, but I think he'll kick inside and be a really good guard. But I mean, taking a really good guard where'd they take it at 12, especially when they're in Vegas. If you want a guard, Vegas right there.
Yeah, and that's the reason why that pick is going to haunt them because you literally had Vega Ione literally fall right into the lap of the Baltimore Ravens, just like it happens every single year. There is always a good player that falls. It doesn't matter when Baltimore picks. They could pick 5, 15, 32. It doesn't matter. They always get a good player in the first round that falls right in their lap.
The next 3 picks are definitely Raven type players. You had Vega, Bain, and Kenyon Sadiq.
Yeah.
They had their pick of those guys. That's what's crazy about them. They've got the best luck, and they don't ever move. They just sit there and take, and they always land on it. It just always falls in their lap every year.
Absolutely, every year. So to answer your question, in my opinion, teams setting up to have the best draft. Team setting up to be honest, if the Jets find a way to get Omar Cooper Jr. for a receiver, Peter Woods just drafted to the Chiefs. If the Jets find a way to get him with that 33rd pick, give Garrett Wilson a weapon outside of King Sadiq, I like it a lot. Again, that's a what if.
And they got Bailey too.
Yeah, they got Bailey and Sadiq. I think the reason why I like Sadiq, even though they had Mason Taylor, is now with Frank Reich, you're gonna see a lot of multiple tight end sets. You're gonna see a lot of play action.
You're seeing a lot of more 13. You're seeing a lot of 13 now, too.
Yeah, this is gonna be a Jets team that's gonna be less aerial assault and more physical type of play, more play action type of play under Frank Reich. So I think the Jets are, again, seeing how these next couple picks line up, could be in a position, and they just traded back in. So speaking of the Jets, let's see what happens. They just traded up. They have the 30th pick. Could this be Cooper Jr. right here? Did I almost just speak this into existence?
Did you get Omar Cooper? If you nailed Omar Cooper Jr. right here, that'd
be wild. That'd be wild.
Yeah.
Well, until this pick comes in, I'll give you the team that I kind of don't trust right now. I don't trust Arizona, right? And I love Love. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if they're ready for Love. Right, because now instead of like getting Love and setting him up, now it's like, all right, like how can we make sure we're not only setting Love up, but whenever we get our quarterback, we're setting him up, right? Versus having the pieces to have at least one of them to be worth that pick, so to say.
Right, and I mean, like I said, running back in the first round is a luxury. Your team has to be built for it. I truly believe that because they've got holes everywhere, man. And like to top that high of a resource in that player. This year, though, I kind of get it because you didn't have all the blue chip position players. You didn't have the left tackles. You don't have the quarterbacks. You don't have the corners. So kind of position values out the window. And you just kind of have to find somebody you like that you're comfortable with for 5 years. And so I get it. I do. But like, there's some
like there's some. I'm looking at my notes here. I'm kind of laughing because it says Miami Proctor, LOL. That's what I was giggling at. But no, you bringing up the Jets. I love what they've done. I'm a big Sadiq fan. That's a really good pick too. And yeah, they drafted Mason Taylor last year or year before last.
I think it was like a 4th round pick or something like that.
This is a different type of tight end. Mason Taylor is a decent edge end blocker.
Oh, we just spoke it into existence. Omar Cooper to the Jets. The Jets trade up to get Omar Cooper. Now, hold on. I'm not even a Jets fan, but now let's break this down because now, again, rumors and speculation about the Jets, they're all in for 27. Again, 3 picks, 1st round, going into 27. You just got David Bailey. You got your edge, right? Pair him up with I forgot the other dude that they got from Iowa State a couple years ago on the solid. So you got David Bailey. You got your edge. You have a potentially dynamic tight end in King Sadiq, right? There's no one like him in this draft. Obviously, tight end is the ultimate,
and he can block.
Matchup nightmare. That's the thing.
The bonus.
Funny, I was talking to Chris about this the other day because he was talking about a player from Georgia that had got moved from a wide receiver. I think moved to tight end, and I told him, listen, a receiving tight end is a matchup nightmare, right? And if he could block, it's the ultimate package because now if you put him in line, now you force the defense. All right, now we got to make sure we have a linebacker or we have a star that could not only support the run but get out in coverage as well too. Or you split him wide, he's too big for a slot corner to cover, right? So you're gonna need that. Yeah, he's gonna be a nightmare. And not only that, now I add Garrett Wilson and a true number 2, Omar Cooper Jr. to the mix. That's why going live is crazy. Hey, we got a lot of people in here. I'm looking at the eyeballs. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys got any questions. Right? The Jets get Omar Cooper Jr. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
That's the Jets are not acting like Jets right now.
For the week, and that's the first time we could say that in a while. Right? Absolutely. That's the first time we could say that in a while. Let me ask you this, right? Bill's on the clock right now. Let's talk about the number 1 pick, Fernando Mendoza. Obviously, it's not really a surprise pick. He's going to the Las Vegas Raiders. You think about the AFC West, right? You think about you think about the Chiefs. You think about the Broncos. You think about the Chargers, right? A team that had the number 1 seed in home field advantage. A team that was a wild card team and a team that's been to the Super Bowl probably the last 5-ish times. So I asked this, thinking Fernando Mendoza at his best, where does he rank in that conference between Bo Nix, Justin Herbert, and Pat Mahomes? Where Fernando Mendoza at his best, what are the Las Vegas Raiders getting?
He's Matt Ryan. At his best, that's who I think he plays. I think that's his ceiling is Matt Ryan. So where would you put Matt Ryan against that? Because that keep in mind that no knocking Mendoza. I like the kid. He's tough as nails. He really played out. That being said, the offense that he had success in last year is basically a 1-read RPO type deal, correct? Am I wrong on that? I didn't watch a lot of Indiana until they got to the suit they kept beating me every time I picked against them. But that's what from what I saw from him. He's got some, but I don't think that he can't do it. I think he's a smart kid, and I think he does what was asked of him. I just I think that the ceiling is a Pro Bowl quarterback. So I mean, I don't think he's all pro. I don't think he's going to be like Hall of Famer, but you can win games with that guy, and he could take you where you want to go if you build the right team around him. If you look at the Indiana team, he's got NFL talent all around him.
Yeah.
That's what it took for him to be successful. And he did really well in that. I don't think he's the kind of guy like a Rodgers that can take, mid-level receivers and make them great. I just don't think that's his game. He may progress into it. He's not Andrew Luck, so I think he's a Matt Ryan guy.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because he didn't go on the center a lot in college either, right? And then you look at Seattle's offense last year, right? It's the prototypical Shanahan type offense, West Coast offense. A lot of heavy play action, a lot of eye candy. All the plays look the same. You got to play within the system, play in rhythm. So, and I don't doubt he can't do that. I'm just curious. You said he's Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan went to 1 Super Bowl, and it was kind of on the tail end of his career.
Yep. Should have won it too.
How would you? Yeah, literally. How would you compare Mendoza to not necessarily the pre-draft rankings of this guy, but maybe his NFL career? Can Mendoza be an Andrew Luck?
Ooh. I don't know, man. I'm a big Luck fan. Yeah. You saying that because they both nerds?
I mean, they both went to schools out in the Pacific Northwest.
You got the two whitest players ever in the NFL, and you go Keldric Faulk to Tennessee. I like that.
Yeah, Saleh was gonna get a guy. Yeah. Saleh was going to get a guy at some point.
So could he be? I don't. He could probably have that kind of career because I mean, Andrew Luck played like every other year due to health issues, and I think the Raiders are going to do a terrible job of keeping that guy healthy because they're the Raiders. So yeah, he can get hurt every year and retire early. Possibility.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be set up for success better than Andrew Luck was in Indy. That was wrong. Let me ask you this:
what you got?
You talk about the Browns, we talk about the Giants. In my opinion, we already said about the Giants. Those two teams, you could kind of you could kind of say Dallas too. Those teams are kind of gifted with the amount of talent that was on the board, right?
Yeah, I mean,
you think about the Browns where they were. Obviously, everyone knew they wanted to trade. They wanted their O-lineman. They trade with the Chiefs, slide back to 9, and still have their choice at every O-lineman on the board. At the number 9 pick, right? And then I forgot who they drafted later.
Hang on a second. We're talking about the Browns. Who we got? They got Casey Concepcion.
A guy I didn't see him in any mock drafts going first round, but I think he'll fit well in that offense.
Well, I think it's good. That's a really good fit. Two ways. Both of these guys. One, you have got to get Shedeur some protection because he is. Yeah. He's going to hold the ball. That was his steal in college. That's just how he plays the game. It works for him. He's going to try to move around and create. So you got somebody to help protect him, and then you got a dynamic move receiver, like a guy that's going to be that slot guy that can go catch the flat, that can be that scramble drill guy. So I think that's a really good pairing for that offense. Yeah, and I'm not a huge Shedeur fan either, but I think that's a.
We'll see. I mean, this is going to be the year. This is going to be his year to prove it. Right, you talk about all the quarterbacks in next year's draft. Maybe we dive into that as we're coming to end with one more pick with the draft. Maybe we dive into that a little bit towards the end. But it's going to be his year. Who else? It's going to be we already know Geno Smith's not going to last with New York. Cardinals, whoever they get, it's going to be a proven year. So we got to see how that all pans out. Hey, was there a pick that surprised you in the draft?
Ooh, there was a couple of them. Actually, the Rams taking Ty Simpson. That was probably the first wow moment for me. That I just didn't really. I thought it was a possibility, but I thought they would do something like come back up late in the first to try to get him. Yeah. I didn't see him going that high, but Ty Simpson was the Bain falling to 15. That kind of surprised me.
Yeah, that did. That did surprise me.
That's a high effort player. I know he's got, T-Rex arms, but there is something to be said for arm length. If you can't get off a guy, but he's done this against talented guys. I mean, there's tape of him destroying guys that are in this draft right now. So for him to fall to 15, that was pretty shocking to me.
Yeah.
I thought he would go. Actually, I thought he would go before Dallas picked at 12.
And also I'll give you two that surprised me. One that surprised me, and listen, I'm a fan of him. Obviously, if you follow Athletes Forum podcast, I'm a Gators fan. Talking Gators, Athletes Forum podcast, all over College Sports Crew. We talk Gators. I didn't think Caleb Banks was going to go. If he went first round, I didn't think he was going to go. What was it, 16 or 18 to Minnesota?
Yeah, he went 18 to Minnesota.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I thought if
nobody did,
it'd be later. Maybe the Buffalo, from what I was thinking. But Caleb Banks definitely surprised me. Now, with Flores, I think Flores is the type of coach that could possibly get the best out of Caleb. Caleb needs to be in the right situation, right? Obviously, he had the foot injury, but him in the right situation, that could be a steal. And that surprised me because I expected to go there early. Another one that, I'd probably say surprised me is a guy who actually didn't get drafted, and that was Cassius Howell from A&M. Yeah, he's got little arms too. But the thing with Cash is
matter. He's fast.
Yeah, the thing with Cash is little arms come into play when you're more of a power rusher, like Bane is, right? When you're trying to get into the body of an O-lineman and you're trying to use that long arm, right? Mm-hmm. Cash is more speed. So, yeah, he has the tiny arms, but you would think it wouldn't matter as much for him, right? Where his game is more quick versus Bane is more power. But he's going to be a steal early in round 2.
I think so, but I've got a theory on this because if you really – how many true edges went? Like your pass rushers, you got Bailey, Bane.
Mesidor,
Lawrence.
Yep.
So you got 4. He's really an outside linebacker. So you got 4 guys. This is something I was thinking about the other day. Who was the last team to win the Super Bowl with a dominant edge rusher?
Man. I mean, this is way back, but the first thing that pops up for me is the Giants when they had Strahan and all them, and
and all that.
I mean, when they had the NASCAR package.
Yeah, the Broncos had the year when they had Vaughn and D-Ware.
And I think that was 2016.
So what I'm getting at there is I know that pass rush is extremely important in the NFL, but with the influx of RPO and quick game and all that, I think that the focus point is moving to the inside, that inside rush pressure of the 3-tech, that dominant 3-tech guy. So when you see a guy like Cassius Howe, he's a pass rusher only. That's what he's going to be when he comes in. So I think that the take on him not being able to handle the big tackles in the run game, and he's a forward player. You don't want him in coverage. You want him coming downhill attacking the quarterback. So he's a rusher only. So I think for that reason he's going to fall out. He fell out of the first round.
Yeah, he'll probably be a system guy, right? He'll probably have to go to the right situation.
I see him kind of being like Dante Fowler, like a smaller Dante Fowler, but that kind of career path.
Yeah, it's a good comp. That's a good comp. Hey, like my man Chris say, hit that sub button if you're enjoying this, right? We just 2 guys just talking draft. This is 1/3 of our Christmas in the spring, right? When the NFL's around. Seahawks about to make their pick and in round 1. I'm assuming it's gonna be running back. Yep,
got to be a running back.
Yep, Jadrian Price, running back for Notre Dame.
What about that? That
was the only position they could go. That was the only player they could go at that point. So,
who's your next best running back on the board? Sean's gonna like this one.
Next best. Ooh, I gotta look. Let me bring it up.
Let me just go ahead and help you out.
Because it's not really a deep running back draft, and that's what kind of.
No, but there's one that I really am high on, and it's Mike Washington out of Arkansas.
Sean's gonna love that one.
Oh yeah. I knew Pops was gonna like that one, but that's he's my third run. He's the third running back on my board, and I think somebody's gonna get a hell of a ball player with that kid as long as he can hold on to the football.
Yeah, and. What do you expect? Second round, third round?
Because there's no running backs, probably late too. Just depends. At this point, I think teams are looking for what's there. There is so much defensive talent in these second and third rounds. If you need linebackers, safeties, corners, man, there's some really good corners still out there too.
Yeah.
What about only one corner going in the first round?
We talk about surprises, right? Still Colton Hood, Gerard McCoy, but you called it. Delane was really the only true lockdown number 1 first round corner, right? Everyone else is really upside, right? Everyone else is really upside.
If McCoy didn't have the injuries, he's my first corner, but he does, and now they're saying he may need another knee surgery. So that's a third round grade to me. If he's looking like that, that's putting him to third because you're all projection. He may never play.
That's gonna hurt him for sure. Just to answer your question real quick. Oh my! I got Pops. Right, I got Pops. Mike Washington is a dog.
Hold on to the damn ball.
Hold on to the damn ball.
Yeah, he's a very talented running back, man. Very under the radar pick too. For whoever gets him.
Absolutely. You know who I like, and he might be a day 3 pick. I would like him in like the 4th or 5th round. I like Emmett Johnson out of Nebraska.
I do too. I like him a lot. I forgot about him. I've watched a good bit of tape on him.
I think he's probably a little bit more situational, but I like him a lot. I'd be curious to see where where he goes.
If you've got a team that's already got an established like power back, somebody that can run between the tackles and take the majority of the load, I really like that as a splat. Somebody to come into that system and take over some of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, let's talk a little about tomorrow. With best available, right? Best available. The draft officially concluded, right? There are a lot of guys still on the board, right? You already mentioned it, the corners, right? Gerard McCoy, Colton Hood, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, Avion Terrell. I forgot about. I thought Cade McDonald got selected. He didn't. Wow.
McDonald fell out. Oh, he didn't.
McDonald fell out.
That's another guy, though.
Bowers, another tight end.
Travion, was it Stooks from Arizona? The corner. I don't know where they've got him ranked, but he is a ball player.
He didn't get picked either.
No, yeah, I figured I had him as a second round grade, but that's also one of the guys that if you took him in the back half of the first, anywhere from middle to back, I'd be like, yeah, get it.
Let me ask you this,
Rivers.
Let me ask you this, and this is Chris will like this question. Who goes first, CJ Allen or Jacob Rodriguez?
See, with the linebackers that are out there, I've got three that I like a lot. I like Anthony Hill Jr., CJ Allen.
I like Anthony Hill Jr. too, from Texas.
Jacob Rodriguez. I just think this is going to be, what do you want? What are you wanting out of this player? Because if you want a green dot guy that's going to manage your defense, he's going to be a solid starter for years, CJ Allen. I really think that's who you got. If you're wanting the guy that's lightning in a bottle and has the most upside, I think it's Anthony Hill Jr. The dude's an athletic freak. I think he gets to the ball really fast. He closes hard on players. And Jacob Rodriguez is that game changer guy, that X factor dude that's going to punch balls out, that's always going to be in the right spot, that plays hard every game. So I just think it depends on your scheme and which one you want. If it was me and I'm picking, and you're just asking me who is the best, and we're in day two now, not in day one, because I only have one of these guys. This is a weird thing about me. Okay, so like if this is in the first round, I'm going to take CJ Allen because it's a safer pick.
Yeah,
I think CJ Allen is the safe pick. But we're in the second round. Give me Anthony Hill Jr. Bring me that guy that's gonna fly around. But there's a good chance that he could be that guy like I can't think of the dude's name. Play for the Cowboys. From Notre Dame. Anyway, super athlete.
Jalen Smith.
Yes, super athlete, but runs right past everybody he's supposed to tackle. He could be that guy, so be careful. Who's gonna go first? That was the question. I'm gonna go CJ Allen. CJ Allen's gonna be the first one taken, just because of the low floor. He's got a high floor. He's a high floor.
I like that pick. And to be honest, if the draft didn't fall the way it did, right? Let's just say the Giants ended up with Downs instead of Reese. I would say the Giants are definitely going middle linebacker, but now I don't know if they will, because I know they got an early pick in the second round.
I know the Cowboys have a major need at linebacker, but they don't have a second round pick. So that's the bad thing about them.
It's gonna be interesting to see how that pans out. Who are some of the guys you're looking to see go early tomorrow night?
I think that your boy from Texas A&M, Cassius Howell, he's got too much juice to stay on the board for long. I think Colton Hood's going to be a very early pick too. I'm surprised that he didn't go, really and truly. Those would probably be. They're probably my two highest rated guys that are still out there right now.
I want to go back to Colton Hood. Isn't it crazy to think that it's crazy? Yep. Isn't it crazy to think that in Deion Sanders' second year at Colorado, he could have had Colton Hood, he had Colton Hood the first year, but Colton Hood, Travis Hunter, and then on the other side, Jordan Tyson, all on the same team? Isn't that crazy to think about? When you kind of put the pieces together,
it kind of works as an indictment against Deion as a coach.
Yeah, kind of. I hate to say it, but it kind of does.
Look, man, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. I like Deion Sanders. I've cheered for that man for a long time. But the results don't lie. When you've got the talent that he has on the field, and you're not in the conference that you're in too, bro.
It was literally in the building. It was literally in the building.
You have no all the excuses are gone. Like you had the talent. You got an NFL quarterback
one of the top 2 picks in the draft, 2-3 picks, wherever Travis Hunter went, and then you're just littered with talent everywhere. Not to mention, like, well, that guy with the tackle that LSU just stole from them, he wasn't there then. Yeah. So he can put a roster together, but it don't do no good to have you can have all the talent in the world. You can have a Ferrari. If it ain't got an engine in it, it ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. And granted, like, he still went on to have his best year at Colorado in that second year. Mm-hmm. But just think, bro almost made playoffs, right? If player evaluation was just maybe a little bit better, you would have got there. But, like my Chris said, we're not here for the primetime slander. But it's just crazy to think about. When you think about last year, Colorado had the most receivers taken in the draft. Obviously, you have Travis Hunter, Shedeur, right? This year, 2 more guys that were literally in the building could have been part of that team. It's just crazy to think about.
First of all, kudos to Prime for getting those guys to Colorado.
Yeah.
So, there's something to be said for that.
Absolutely.
I get it. It's a big jump coming from where he was to, big boy football. And I hope he gets it together. I really do. I like Deion a lot. But I like how Deion is for these kids because he builds men out there, not football players. He builds men, and there's something to be said for that. But at the end of the day, NIL, those guys paying those salaries, they don't care what you do after you leave their school.
They need the bag. Let me ask you this, boss man. This is everyone's favorite topic. Everyone's going to want to know who's QB3 coming off the board.
Am I drafting? If I'm taking the pick.
Carson, Drew, who would you take coming off the board? Cole Payton's so underrated from North Dakota State. So underrated.
I'm going with the Senior Bowl MVP, bro.
Yeah.
Garrett Nussmeier, because they finally got his medical stuff healed. In fact, he had a cyst on his spine, pressing or abdominal cyst pressing on his spine that they've got taken care of. Yeah, that I don't know how LSU doesn't catch that, and I really don't believe they didn't know what was wrong with him. I mean, you're going to do an MRI, you're going to see that. Yeah. They had to know, and if you think about it, it makes sense. If you watched LSU play, they went from a vertical passing offense to a bubble screen offense because he had no juice and they had no backups. So that makes sense. I think that he is in a position, especially John Gruden dropped his hour-long deal last night with Nussmeier. If y'all didn't see it, it's a really good watch. That kid's smart, learns quick, and he can make. I've seen him make every throw. You just have to rein him in because you got to think who's his dad. Is the offensive coordinator for the Saints. His dad was the quarterbacks coach for the Cowboys when his pro comp to me, Tony Romo, was the quarterback at the Cowboys. If you watch that, how he throws, you can tell he watched Romo as a kid. His throw motion is the same. The way he moves in the pocket's the same. The way he'll throw stupid interceptions at times is the same. But I think if you can rein him in a little bit, he can be a starter in the NFL.
You know who's getting a lot of buzz? It's Chris's favorite quarterback, Carson Beck. He's been getting, as of late, a lot of buzz, size, what he's been able to do, how he's been able to overcome so many things. I just wonder, do Cardinals go quarterback with that second pick?
They have to. I think they have to.
I feel like
he can really see the field well. Old Sid the Sloth. I got to make fun of that man's eyes every time I see him. Has any Georgia players been drafted yet?
Monroe Freeling.
Oh, that's right. Freeling.
Carolina Panthers.
Big upside guy. I like him, but I was hoping that the answer was no because I was really hoping for Chris's sake that Carson Beck would be the first Georgia Bulldog.
It's still this. Speaking of Georgia, I know Chris. Shout out to our guy Chris. Did Talking Dogs yesterday. Talked about some guys in the draft. You think about day 2. We spoke about C.J. Allen. There's still Zachariah Branch that's out there. Yeah. Another dude too. He talked about. I forgot. It'd be interesting to see who goes after those guys. I told him, listen, as a Rams fan, I would take Zachariah Branch. I feel like perfect compliment to Puka and Devontae. Just throw my guy in the slot. He would be a better version of Tutu Atwell for us. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I think for the Rams, as far as receivers go, y'all could go with I was thinking Mekhi Lemon, everybody had. That's the perfect Ram guy. But I saw somebody talking about this. I think it was Botch Labardi who was talking about this. It makes perfect sense as why they wouldn't take him is because there's a lot of receivers like that.
Yeah.
There's the kid out of Ole Miss. It's blazing fast.
I know you're talking about
Scribbling. Deshaun Scribbling.
Deshaun Stribling.
Yeah, you could get him.
He balled in the playoffs too.
Denzel Boston. That's not a Rams kind of receiver, but that is a dog. That's a big egg that can go get the football.
Yeah, I just feel like we need and listen, if that was the pick, whenever it comes, I wouldn't be upset. I also just feel like we need a change of pace guy too with Puka and Devontae. Like we need somebody who can maybe stretch the field or maybe do damage in the slot. But I trust McVay. I trust Les Snead. So we'll see how it all pans out.
Scribbling would be a heck of a pick for y'all then, because he's a 4.3 guy.
Yeah,
and he's a big guy. He's like 6'2" and runs a 4.3, 4.38, 4.36, something like that.
Absolutely,
that'd be a good pick for the Rams.
It'd be interesting to see how that pans out. Let's see what else we touching on in the draft here. So let's go through early.
If Ice Age does, it was to say in the comments, if it doesn't work out for Beck, I heard a new Ice Age is coming out. Good.
Oh, I got one for you. We got Carnell Tate and Cam Ward. We got Jordan Tyson and Tyler Shuck. Any other receivers in here? Mekhi Lemon and Jalen Hurts. Casey Concepcion, Shedeur Sanders. And then we got Omar Cooper Jr. and Geno Smith. Which receiver is set up best for success?
I would have to go probably with Tate. Cam Ward, the game never looks too big for him. If they can get him some protection, Tate is silky smooth. He's every Ohio State receiver that ever comes out. He's the same as he looks like Olave, who looks
almost
like
a guarantee at this point. And they got another one coming out next year.
Oh, that one right there, I would have traded my draft this year just to be able to draft him next year. That guy is special because I was watching Jamon McCoy not highlights, but watching the tape on him, and you go through his last season healthy, and he just shuts down everybody.
Yeah,
nobody could do nothing. Then Ohio State comes to town.
He's the modern day Julio Jones.
Yes, yeah, he's something different, and that I would draft him right now 1-1 next year, and not even think twice about it. He can sit down and never touch the football field again for Ohio State, and he's the first pick of my draft. He's the number one.
When you kind of think about next year, we almost have a Julio Jones, AJ Green potential comparison with Jeremiah Smith and Cam Coleman next year.
Right? Hell yeah, I forget about Cam Coleman. That
with Arch too.
That's gonna be very interesting. And I think the light came on for Arch halfway through the season last year. I think everybody was kind of down on him early, but it's the SEC. It's a big step up. I mean, he's gonna be fine. And now he's got weapons, and he's got a serious weapon. That's gonna be a fun offense to watch.
I think that Florida game, and I'm not just saying this, I'm a Florida fan, but I think losing in the swamp. And it happens to the best. Just look at Jackson Dart the year before, right? It happens to the best. Losing in the swamp.
Look at the Baylor quarterback. He lost it in the swamp a lot.
He lost everything in the swamp. But all jokes aside, I think
that was a low blow there, man.
We can say that now. I think that game probably changed a couple things for Arch going forward. Let's do this. First round picks, right? It's early and none of these might even happen, right? But just based on how everything fell out, just based on the first round alone, way too early prediction, offensive and defensive rookie of the year.
Ooh, okay. Offensive and defensive rookie of the year. Defensive rookie of the year. So we're probably they like to give that to people who get sacks or picks. So I would think that Delane's got a good shot at it because he's a technician. He doesn't really win with straight speed.
Get the targets too.
Yeah. So he's a technician. So I'd probably have to go with Delane as my defensive MVP. And offensive, man, that's hard because you don't really have any. Like, if Casey Concepcion would have gone to the Chiefs, I would say him. Yeah. But I don't know about that pick. I don't know how that's going to play out because they're the freaking Browns. There weren't a lot of offensive playmakers on this list, if you really think about it. So I guess
I would say.
I would
say my offensive rookie. I would go with Kane Sadiq.
Who's throwing in the ball?
your boy Gino. I would say, if the line, depending on what the line is, I would bet some money on Kings. If I had to pick someone like in this first round, if I'm thinking more of like a serious offensive rookie, I like KC, man, but it just depends on if
Makai Lemon.
Oh, yeah, that's a good pick, right? I actually don't like Kane anymore because they got Omar Cooper Jr. So the targets ain't gonna be there.
Right. So I think that with Philly getting him, AJ's probably they're probably got him moved.
If Jordan Tyson could stay healthy, I'd be interested to see what his full potential looks like as well, too.
Yeah. Let's see. This just got handed to me. 75% of Makai Lemon's 108 targets last season were to the center of the field. It's going to be a tough fit in Philly. That's a true statement, but at the same time, he can catch a 5-yard out, and Jalen Hurts can throw that ball.
Yeah.
So, and he can throw shuttle passes to him. He's a running back to me. He is so physical with the ball in his hand. So I think
Philly, Philly has the type of team where if Hurts could just get the ball out quick, Saquon, Makai, what's his name, Devon Smith, he might not have to do too much, when it comes to distribution of the rock. So we'll see how that all pans out.
It may end up being Jordan Love. Not Jordan Love. The other
Jeremiah,
one. Jeremiah Love. It could be him.
And he may be forced into being the rookie of the year.
That's what I'm saying. Just because there's not a lot of options here, but Tate could go off up there too. That'd be my 3 picks. If you had to narrow it down to 3, I would go in order. I would probably go Lemon, Tate, Love.
Yeah,
for the offense.
We'll see how it all pans out. Any remaining thoughts, big fella, about round 1? Anything you're looking forward to in round 2?
Well, my team doesn't have a pick, so I'm looking forward to the Cowboys trading something to get back in the second round and finding one of these linebackers that I want so bad. But
yeah, there's a lot of them.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how the NFL feels about those 3 linebackers that I talked about. I really want to see how they fall out because it's kind of a down year for linebackers. They're good, but like none of those guys are as good as Schlesinger was last year.
Yeah.
And he went I want to say 36, somewhere in that range.
34, 36, linebacker for Browns out of UCLA. Yep.
Yeah, so he went somewhere in there. So I'd be surprised if by the middle of the second round, at least 2 of them aren't gone. But there are a lot of defensive players in this draft.
Yeah,
like really,
it's gonna be defense heavy. You think about the DBs that didn't go, the linebackers, right? It's gonna be interesting to see. For me, I'm always curious about my DBs.
Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. I was kind of shocked that he didn't get drafted first.
Same. I thought maybe the Chargers might grab him. Right?
He seems like the kind of guy. Yeah.
Keep Derwin James in the box. Right? Have somebody play. Behind him. I think Dylan might have been the better pick, but I think he went to the Bears before then. So
Dylan Thieneman, that was my guy. But I got Caleb down, so I'm okay.
Yeah, he was bound to be in the NFC North.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
He was made for the.
He's fast, smart, quick reacting, hard hitting.
Yeah, absolutely. The man played at Purdue.
So
played at Purdue before going to Oregon.
So he's smart enough to be playing at Purdue and athletic enough to play at Oregon. That's
absolutely
that's a pretty good match there.
Absolutely. Well, everyone who's in here, I see there's a lot of eyeballs watching. I appreciate you. We appreciate you, College Sports Crew. Right? Listen, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share with a friend, drop a comment. I'll be in there. Right? I'll chop it up with you. I'm sure my guy Snacks Wheels too.
Absolutely.
Round 2 and 3 of the draft are tomorrow. We'll see how everything shakes out. But yeah, appreciate everybody tuning in. College Sports Crew, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Till next time.
That went pretty well.
Went well.